Are you? ¿Cómo están, amigos? Bienvenidos. Hola, hola, hola. Bienvenidos a otro Jenny Live. Espero de que estén de maravilla. Vamos a arreglarnos aquí. Estamos en vivo. Yo esperando siempre porque luego salgo al aire y resulta que no estamos en vivo. Así que estamos. Sí, sí, sí. Bienvenidos a todos. Estamos en un jueves en la noche en vivo en directo en Miami TV. Por favor, únanse a nosotros. Estamos en miamitvhd.com. También estamos en YouTube. Y ahorita voy a poner en vivo en TikTok. No sé cuáles serán los temas de hoy, ya veremos. Comenzamos con el show. Welcome, everybody. Join us in Miami TV. Hi, Joe. How are you this evening? We've had an interesting day over here in the jungle. So we have our chats open, miamitv.chatbro.com if you guys want to interact. And I'm going to be reading YouTube as always as well. TikTok is kind of in the background, so what's up, TikTok? Welcome. We have a half-hour show today, and then in the evening around 11:30ish, 11:45, we're going to be live from Tulum's rooftop straw hat. So we're trying something different today, always trying to do something different. Bringing back the little mini skirts. We'll see how it goes. So enjoy. If you want to subscribe, go ahead and do so in miamitvhd.com. It's always fun. It's always fun to see people's reactions live. Absolutely. ¿Cómo están, amigos? Bienvenidos. Jenny, are you no longer living in Miami? No. It's plain and simple. Before it was like, okay, come and go, and now it's just like, no, Tulum's is a little bit nicer. Well, it really depends who you're asking because, it's because I like nature. So here I'm in a beautiful location that I've made my home, 2 hectares of jungle. So I like living amongst the animals and jungle more than living amongst a lot of people surrounding me. But we go, to Miami every now and then, of course. ¿Cómo estás, Chicago? Hola, Enedino, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenidos. Bom dia, bom dia. Saludos de México, hola. Estamos también en México. Saludos, República Dominicana. Eduardo, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cuándo nos visitas? Fíjate que hace años teníamos planes para ir porque estábamos al aire en Dominicana y no sé, ahí quedó, ahí quedó todo. Ya veremos el año que viene qué tiene para nosotros, chicos. We'll see next year what's going on. Hey guys, you got me sporting one. Glad to see you on here. Hey guys, love watching you. Hi from Miami. Hi, Miami. Let's see. I feel like the old You Dare videos are part of the history of how you got to where you are today. I remember them being half dressed, half nude. It's part of history. Yeah, well, that's why I said today, it's getting a little chilly. So I'm like, we do the bar shows now and it's completely nude. We kind of like worked ourselves up to that. But I feel like when it's cold, I definitely don't want to get a cold again. So covering our back, it's definitely important. What's up, Mississippi? We are live in our own channel. It's called Miami TV. You can watch it in miamitvhd.com if you're on live. If you're online or on Roku or other stations. Mississippi, hola, hola, ¿cómo estamos? Okay, if you guys want to talk about anything in particular, we have half an hour. Come ahead and say hello. Hallandale, hi Diego from Hallandale. Glad to be watching this episode live. Qué bueno, Luis, bienvenidos. ¿Cómo estamos, amigos? Dicen, me gustan mucho sus programas anteriores donde estaban semi con ropa y semi desnudos. Dice, sí, bueno, justamente hoy tenemos any advice for the non-confident who wants nothing more than to be confident? Well, first, you already have the mentality, friend. If you're already accepting that one of the flaws that you have is that you need confidence, then that's a start. So you're going in a good route. Now, thank you. I guess that will be our topic for today. Now, there is actually a lot of things that you can do, and one of them is called PNL, which is a neuro-linguistic programming. So it's basically going back through meditation. Okay, so it's like you're going to close your eyes, take a deep breath. If you don't meditate, I'll explain it as fast as I can, but close your eyes, take a deep breath, and think of a moment where you feel like you're in shame, or you feel like you're lacking that strength of being confident in yourself. And then remove that thought from your mind and think of something from your past. The first thing that comes to your mind from your past. Maybe something that happened when you were a kid, or something that happened when you were a teenager that made you shame, right? That made you record in your brain that you're not worthy, that you're not good enough, that you need to hide yourself, okay? Because all of these characteristics that we build into our everyday life actually come from past. I guess we could call them kind of traumas, but they're not really traumas. They're like mini traumas, right? Where they build up with time if you don't do anything about them. So, for example, if you're coming from a family that was always telling you, a parent, right, that was telling you maybe you're not good enough, you're never going to have anything, or maybe they were always yelling at you, or telling you not to do something, so you grew up already with that in your mind, that it's not good to speak up, it's not, you need to be quiet because this is something that was taught to you when you were a kid. So the only one that knows these answers is yourself. And I'm sure that it's not only one thing that happened. I'm sure that there's a lot of patterns that you're going to find in your past that brought you to that insecurity of today. So it's a dig deep kind of therapy where you need to do it on your own. Or if you want to have somebody by you that kind of helps you through the process, kind of like a regression. But you need to find what is it that triggered that shyness, let's say, in your mind that made you today not be able to express yourself the way that you should. One of the things that helped me when I started in Miami TV was, and this is something that Enrique recommended, and you know what, it works, and you could do it. So walk naked in your home. So just go ahead and strip off your clothes, and not only in the shower, actually like do everything naked at home, and you're going to realize that every time you pass through a mirror, every time you pass through a reflection of yourself, instead of saying like, ugh, look at my cellulite, or look at my scar, or or this is too saggy, or I don't like this, you're gonna get used to you. Okay, so the thing is that for the most part, people aren't used to their bodies, so you don't see yourself naked much, right? And when you do, you tend to cover up because you don't accept yourself the way that you are. So believe it or not, by accepting yourself being nude in every specific way that you have positive or that you see negative, by getting used to the habit of seeing yourself naked, you are going to grasp that sense of confidence that you're not going to get anywhere else, just because you're going to feel looser and more relaxed with yourself, because that is the number one way. I mean, imagine like when you're naked, you have nothing to hide. When you're naked, it's just, this is who I am. This is what was given to me, and I'm going to make the best out of it. So that's one thing. Try to be naked at home. Try to have mirrors up everywhere, and make sure that you're actually seeing yourself naked. And it's totally okay to have the flaws that you have, and make them something. If you have a flaw, then you could joke about it, or you can make it a center of attention even to yourself, where you're seeing the positive outcome of it. So it's like if you have some belly, you could just say, oh well, I have all this belly, but at the same time, it means that if I ever do get sick and I end up in a hospital, I have backup reserved. You never think about that, right? But when you have a little bit extra in your body, if God forbid that you end up in a hospital for whatever reason, it could be a car crash or it could be an illness of whatever, you need that reserve, that body fat that is going to get you through the process of having, the hospital food for a couple of days. So believe it or not, yeah, you don't want to be that skinny, by the way. Now, I'm not saying we're talking about body shaming here or any of that, but just out of an example. So yeah, but the mind thing is for sure. There's always something there mentally that has happened in your past. You just have to really dig deep and start going back and start thinking like, how did my parents treat me? Remember that our parents treat us in the best way possible, where they can only give to us what they were given. The audio where? In Miami TV? Or how's our audio, guys? It's good? That they can only give you what they've received, okay? So, maybe on the phone, yeah. If you want to watch our stream, we're live in Miami TV and we have our mic on and it's good. So at the same time, it's good to go through a process of forgiveness, forgiveness for our parents because sometimes they treated us in certain ways or taught us certain things that maybe seemed right at the moment but affected us throughout our life later on, either by making us more vulnerable or making us stronger for no reason, like in a sense that you kind of get hardened up and you don't open up to people. Or for the most part, what I see the most is people not feeling like they're enough. Like this happened actually to a family member that's studying P&L that just graduated from the program, and she would say to me, "I get it. I've never reached a success on my own because every success that I've ever had when I was younger, and she has a lot of fear in talking in public." So she would say, every success that I ever had since I can remember, she started working when she was 12. This is my mom, by the way. She says, it would always be for somebody else. I've never done something for myself, like actually take a course for my own success. I've always been on the expense of other people where, yes, you have to study because there has to be food on the table and money in home. It was 11 brothers, right? And it's a trauma that we don't really see as a trauma, but it is a way of programming our mind that we always have to be an employee or we always have to be depending on other people or we're never strong enough to stand up for ourselves. I mean, there could be so many different things that might have happened in your youth that programmed your mind to suppress yourself to feel that you're not enough. So it's a matter of getting to there and breaking it. It's getting and cracking your mind and saying, okay, where did I start these patterns? When was the last time that you ever felt you were really, really free, or you were really just, connected with yourself, and you didn't care about what other people said, and you had that confidence of going out and being yourself? Maybe it was when you were 5 years old. Maybe it was when you were in college or high school, or maybe you don't remember. Maybe it comes really, really deep and really far back. We have things that we bring out with us, even from our grandparents, from our great grandparents, customs and programmings that are in our DNA, our genes that really just form a part of us. So all these things could be broken. It's just we have to identify who was in what way, what kind of personality do your parents have, what kind of personality did their parents have, what about your great-grandparents, or your grandparents, do you know anything about that? And see that you're going to see a pattern most of the time. There is a pattern, it's something that is passed on to you. So don't expect to be able to get rid of this in just like that, but little by little, by going back, let's say, obviously you're first going to go back to your closest memory. So maybe it's going to be a memory of a couple of months back when you felt that shyness, right? Or you weren't able to speak in public, or you weren't able to come out in your bathing suit, right? And you're going to remember, how did you feel at that exact moment? And you're going to feel this uncomfortness in your stomach. You're going to feel this uncomfortness in your whole body where it's just not going to feel right. You're going to feel suppressed, right? It's like an oppression that you have. And then think about something that, like I said, the last time that you really felt free. So you're going to start replacing those moments of suppression. You're going to start replacing those moments of you holding back and replacing them with those feelings of joy, of those feelings of, where you really did feel strong. So basically what you're doing is you are replacing energies of every moment that you felt that way. So it's going back in time, and where there's a negative feelings are very easy to replace, you guys. Where there's a negative feeling, you're going to replace it with a positive one, and it's one that you're going to actually feel. God, my nose started itching. Sorry, it happens sometimes. Then I can't stop itching it. It's like a thing. ¿Cómo están? Bueno, me están preguntando que si pocas mujeres tienen tu fascinante personalidad que te permite estar desnuda en público. Gracias. Me están preguntando que si tengo algún consejo, you mean vibes. Vibes, yeah, energy, same thing. Que cómo podemos hacer o qué consejo puedo dar para una persona que no tiene seguridad en sí mismo. Miren, amigos, todo está en la mente. Entonces, cualquier tipo de falla que tengas, por ejemplo, en el tema de la seguridad, vas a estar, I go in Spanish and then back in English. En el tema de la seguridad, vas a estar yendo hacia atrás buscando algún tipo de patrón que tengas donde cada vez que tú recuerdes de que te sentiste de que no eras lo suficientemente fuerte para salir adelante y hacer algo con tu vida o hacer un... are there ways to still be attractive while working on uncovering what the cause could be? Um, are there ways to still be attractive while working on uncovering what the cause could be? So you don't feel attractive. That's what you're saying. The naked stuff I think could help definitely. But maybe elaborate a little bit more on the question. But let me go in Spanish and I'll continue in English. If not, then I'm getting you. You're not translating. I'm sorry. Entonces, si tú estás pasando por una situación de inseguridad, ¿hay en algún momento situaciones que te han pasado que solamente es cuestión de traerte de vuelta a esa mentalidad donde tú estás sintiendo esa incomodidad en tu estómago, estás sintiendo ese desconfort de que no tienes seguridad en ti mismo en salir a hablar en público o salir afuera en la calle o buscar o salir en bikini, ¿no? Hay mucha gente que le da vergüenza a su cuerpo. Entonces, el número uno que a mí me funciona muy bien es acostúmbrate a estar desnudo en tu casa. Si tienes la posibilidad, camina lo más que puedas en tu casa sin ropa. Es una forma de agarrar una seguridad increíble porque llega un punto de que, o sea, imagínense que la mayoría de personas no acostumbran a verse desnudos. No, o sea, al contrario. Entonces, cuando ven a alguien desnudo, cuando se ven a ellos desnudos en poco tiempo, enseguida solamente miran lo malo. Ahora, ¿qué pasa si todo el tiempo te ves desnudo? Pues ya te acostumbraste, entonces va a ser también normal ver a otra persona desnuda. Pero lo importante es que tú te acostumbres a tu propio cuerpo, que te acostumbres a que así eres, así estás y ámate tal cual como eres, con celulitis, sin celulitis, gordo, no gorda, corto, perdón, petizo, alto, no importa. O sea, tienes que llegar a un punto donde ves hasta tus propios defectos como algo sexy, como que bueno, pues eso es individual tuyo, es algo que tú tienes, que nadie más en el mundo puede replicar o tiene, porque pues eres único, ¿no? Entonces, el caminar desnudo en la casa y el estar desnudo la mayoría de tiempo posible hace que efectivamente pares de prestar atención tanto en el tema físico de cómo te ves todo el tiempo y a la larga refleja muchísimo en tu personalidad hacia los demás en la calle, porque es una seguridad que vas a reflejar en vez de callarte o estar como que en la esquinita y oculto o que no te quieres mostrar, vas a estar como que más suelto, ¿no? Más confiado en ti mismo. Y también después existen las programaciones mentales que han pasado a través de tu vida, ¿no? Por supuesto, donde quizás vienes de una familia que todo el tiempo te estaba reprochando o te estaba criticando o tuviste bullying en las escuelas. What about bullying in school? That's also something that is a huge problem. I'm going to read one second. Entonces, también, o sea, las personas que te critican, todo eso hace que sumes cada vez más y más remordimientos hacia ti mismo y pierdas esa seguridad. Tienes que ir hacia atrás muy lentamente. Es muy fácil solamente cerrar los ojos, respirar profundo, identificar ese momento donde te sentiste tan mal y reemplazarlo con un momento donde te sentiste lo mejor, el mejor momento de tu vida, el mejor momento donde te sentiste que eras todopoderoso, ¿ok? Ese sentimiento, esa energía la vas a reemplazar por el momento donde te sentiste mal. Es muy fácil reemplazar energías emocionales de un pasado. Es difícil reemplazar energías físicas. Más que nada cuando se trata de involucrar a otras personas, pero si es algo tuyo mismo, donde pasaste por un momento tuyo, solito, individualmente, donde no te sentías bien, donde te sentías muy, muy presionado, muy triste, llorando, eso es una energía que pasó dentro de ti y está en tu línea de vida y en el éter. Entonces es muy fácil que tú mismo mentalmente vuelvas a ese momento y reemplaces esa emoción negativa con un sentimiento positivo. Entonces de a poquito es como que vas reprogramando tu mente, ¿no? Vas borrando sentimientos anteriores negativos y reemplazándolos por positivos. It's actually quite easy. There's one thing that's difficult, and it's changing. You can change your past, believe it or not, energetically. The most difficult thing to change in your past is when you have a physical action that involves somebody else, because then that would mean that you would be changing the past and you would have to change the other person's future as well. So that's not impossible, but it's very dangerous. But you can change the energies that cost you emotions, because this is something that has, we're in Miami TV, sorry guys. So you can change something that has happened with yourself on your own. So for example, that negative emotion where you felt remorse, where you felt loneliness, where you felt sadness, this is something that happened inside of yourself. And this is an energy that is now basically recorded in your lifeline, okay? So it's easy for you mentally to go back to this moment in time in your lifeline and replace a thought or a feeling of remorse or sadness, or where you were vulnerable and you were generating negativity, or you made yourself vulnerable, that negativity attacked you maybe, and replacing it with the best time of your life. So think about that time where you felt so strong, so just the best time of your life, basically, where this energy was flowing through you and you just felt like you could scream and everything was in your power and you were powerful. So by replacing these emotions, that is very easily replaced, it's like you start erasing these traits from your past. You start erasing them from your lifeline little by little. This isn't something that you can do from one day to the next, but it is something that you can definitely do, and you're gonna see little by little that change in your everyday life. Okay. Gracias, Jose. Guys, we're live in Miami TV. Let's see. Women don't find lack of confidence attractive, is what I meant. Okay. That's more outward facing than in. Actually, yeah, that's definitely true. Everything connected with chemistry and hormones. That's definitely true. If there's something that makes, for example, a chubby guy attractive, is the confidence. Like it doesn't matter if they're skinny, chubby, bold, not bold, whatever it is that they look like. Maybe it's somebody that you would never even consider being attractive, but if they have that confidence where they make themselves their center of attention, and even in a comical way, that's really sexy. So yeah, I know what you mean. I wouldn't recommend putting yourself out there to meet anybody at this moment. I think, well, to begin with, if you're worried about meeting people to begin with, and you know that this is something that you're lacking, you're focusing more on something that you want, but you should start focusing first on something that you need to fix, okay? Because you want to make sure that whenever you are ready to attract that right person, that you're ready to attract your soulmate, you want to make sure that you're in the best version of yourself, right? That way you don't make mistakes and you don't attract the wrong person. So forget about meeting somebody. If you know you have stuff to work on, do not put, I know a lot of people depend on somebody else to be happy, and I think that's another problem. I think that's, you first need to find happiness in yourself and find happiness in your life alone, to then be able to attract the appropriate person and the right person with the same chemistry, with the same vibration, so that you're going to be generating positivity together, okay? And at the same time, when you're looking, it's very rare that you will find. It's just important that you focus on your goals, focus on something that makes you feel good. Something else that can help with confidence is finding a hobby that you know you're good at, okay? We all like to, it's this dopamine effect when you belong to a group or a club where everybody thinks alike, right? That's like your place. It could even be somewhere online where you find people, I don't know, playing games, or conversations, or forums, or even Jenny Live or Miami TV. So when you form a part of a group of people that have the same interests, it also helps your confidence level, because you're going to feel like you fit into somewhere. You fit in somewhere, But if you could do this outside of online, and you can do it like outdoors, like let's say you form a part of a club, or a chess club, or hockey, or football, or volleyball, tennis, whatever it is. Even if it's sports, even better, right? Because you're getting your body active, and that's good. You're outdoors, but something that you know that you're good at. So that way, every time you win, or every time you get a trophy, or every time you have fun, it's gonna definitely increase your level of confidence as well. If you're really bad at something, you're obviously do not be a part of a group like that because then you're going to feel worse. So find what you're good at. También encontrar, get yourself passion. Bingo. También encontrar algo el cual te hace feliz, ¿no? O sea, si tú estás contento, si estás feliz practicando un deporte y sabes que eres bueno haciendo ese deporte, o eres bueno con la matemática, o eres bueno deletreando, o eres bueno en lo que sea. A ver, puede ser hasta en juegos, en internet, en foros, puede ser hasta en lugares como Miami TV. Tenemos grupos de personas que son apasionados por el entretenimiento y la positividad. O sea, la idea es sumarte en algo donde estás sintiendo dopamina, donde estás alegre, donde sabes de que estás reunido con un grupo de personas que piensan similar a ti. Entonces, de esa forma pues vas a estar feliz en momentos donde ganes un premio, ¿no? Si estás en algún tipo de grupo de ajedrez o de deportes, o solamente por jugar por diversión. Pero la idea es buscar cosas en el cual tú eres bueno, que sabes que eres bueno. Entonces, cuando la gente te aplaude, digamos, o dice qué bien que lo hiciste, para ti es como que, sí, soy bueno, ¿no? O sea, si eres pésimo en el ajedrez, no te vas a meter en un club de ajedrez porque te vas a traer abajo cada vez más. In the end, we all have to find what it is that we're good at, you know? It's like me, I'm good at interviewing people naked in a club, it's just something that nobody else does. So I do it. I like watching soccer. Good. So, and yeah, it feels good when people say, hey, I loved your show. It brought me so many smiles. It brought me, made me laugh. It brought me good energy. And for me, and just like it would be for anybody else, it's like and it's not an ego thing. It's just you need to feed yourself with positive feedback from something, from somewhere. It's just a part of life. It's a part of what makes you thrive to continue and to do better and to be better, right? We all need a family member or a friend or a loved one to tell us how beautiful we look or how great we're doing. Or it's motivation, you guys. You need to fill yourself up with motivation. And by doing that find a group where you could fit into that you can feel motivated. Also, remove from your social media any people or accounts that are not helping you smile. Try to follow only like animal accounts or motivational quotes that that the moment you turn on your phone or something, this is nice. This is a nice quote. This is something that particularly I needed to hear at this exact moment. So that's what I do, and I'm telling you, it's heavenly. It's heavenly. I have there's always haters, right? But for example, there's one that says, well, you don't allow any criticism on the chat of Miami TV. And I say, listen, if you can talk all the shit you want about whoever you want, but that means you're a negative person. So I have a zero policy for negativity, and I think everybody should too. If you're in your home, because social media, believe it or not, it's our home, it's a part of our mind. So why would you allow somebody negative to have access to your mind? That's basically saying that you don't respect your mental health. So you need to set boundaries, and it's okay to block people. You need to set boundaries towards your brain and make sure that you're only being fed things that create dopamine in your brain. I am the number one voucher for that. I'm like, anybody says anything negative on my social media, I don't even think twice. I'm like, block. And you could say whatever about that, oh, you don't accept. Yeah, maybe, yeah, I don't accept, but that's a rule that I live by, and let me tell you something, it works. So you can, like I always say, you can open up a forum and talk all the shit you want, but I'm not gonna hear about it because I'm never gonna go into that forum. So some people just need to vent, and some people just need to lay negative comments to feel better about themselves. But don't allow that to reach you. Just have your boundaries, because well, mental health is super important today, and if anything, you need to protect your energy more than anything. Negative and positive parts of physics and life. Dicen, estábamos, por ejemplo, también otra cosa que tienen que hacer es, chicos, es súper importante, and this goes for teens too. I mean, geez, how difficult do they have it in today's world? Growing up, going through puberty, seeing social media and getting bombarded and criticized and bullied all the time. No. There needs to be boundaries for your mind to be healthy. Tienen que haber límites, ¿ok? También necesito que entiendan de que tienen que poner límites en las redes sociales, tienen que poner límites. Todo lo que ustedes permitan que acceda a su mente es algo que ustedes están permitiendo que acceda a tu mente. Tenemos, por ejemplo, una persona que se la pasa quejando y siempre dice, porque claro, solo permites gente que te halaga en el chat de Miami TV o que dice cosas bonitas, todo siempre es bonito. Y yo, exactamente. O sea, critica lo que quieras, pero es como entrar en tu casa. Si tú tienes un sitio web o si tienes una red social y permites que una persona entre a que tú lo leas, significa de que le estás prestando a esa persona atención y está enviándote energía. Entonces, no, yo tengo cero póliza para las personas que son negativas en mi vida. Eso va en el día a día físico y va también para las redes sociales. En el momento que alguien dice algo negativo, ni pienso dos veces, ni me mosqueo, simplemente toco el botoncito, lo bloqueo y listo. ¿Por qué? Porque las personas negativas van a existir siempre. Y lo importante es que tú no permitas, lo importante es que tú que te crees esa barrera para permitirte solamente que te lleguen esos pensamientos positivos. Los positivos son los que te alimentan, la dopamina que te genera, son los que te hacen seguir adelante, son la motivación que necesitamos día a día. ¿Ok? ¿De qué te sirve si alguien te está criticando, te está hablando mal o está diciendo que sos lo peor, ¿no? Pues de nada, solamente estás permitiendo que esa energía penetre tu cerebro y va a generar energía negativa. Entonces, lo menos que permitas comentarios externos hacia tu vida, ¿ok? Mejor. Entonces, especialmente imagínense los adolescentes hoy en día que pasan por tantos filtros en el tema de la pubertad, cuando estás tan inseguro y el bullying que sucede. No tienen que permitir bullying, no tienen que permitir, si alguien tiene algo malo que decir, pues que se abra una página web o que se abra un foro y hable toda la mierda que quieren, pero no lo permitas en tus redes, no lo permitas en tus páginas, porque de lo contrario lo que estás haciendo es abriendo la puerta a que esa persona negativa traiga más personas negativas y encima contagie y toxifique al resto, ¿ok? Entonces hay que ser duro. Uno ve y escucha lo que le apetece, si no te gusta no critiques, cambia, ya está. Absolutamente, amigo Álvaro. I want you to know that this guy thinks you're very selfless. For you to share your time and thoughts is one of the kindest things a person can do. We cannot make time. Thank you. Thank you. Tear. All right, guys. I love that. See, that you just created dopamine in my brain. Thank you. So, yeah. All right, guys. We're going to do just half an hour today. We're going to do well, I guess I'm not going to say naked part today because I'm not going to be naked, but maybe in the end, we're going to do our Do Your Dares today from Straw Hat in Tulum. So if you're in Tulum, if you want to say hello, it'll be around 11:30 or 12. And if you want to subscribe to watch our shows, go to MiamiTVHD.com, and we are going live tonight. Muy bien, chicos, nos vemos en la próxima. Un beso muy grande. Hemos lanzado precios especiales para las personas que viven en Egipto, para las personas que viven en ciertos países que me han escrito, Argentina, Colombia. Así que, pues, si quieren unirse, sé que muchos de ustedes por el tema monetario no pueden, así que hemos puesto precios especiales para ustedes, para que puedan unirse también a la familia de Miami TV. Nos vemos a las 11:30, 12 con un programa de Do You Dare, retos en las discotecas, así que ahí estaremos en vivo e en directo. No se olviden de unirse a nuestra página y continuamos ahora con un pequeño seminario de energía positiva en miamitvhd.com. Un besito, que estén bien y buenas noches. Bye, guys. Love you. Have an amazing evening. We will see you tomorrow at 8, guys. Thanks for the questions. I'll wait for you tomorrow. All righty.